Hello everyone and welcome back to Penkitten Plays Banished Colonial Charter 1.7 Journey. We are back in the city of Jamestown, in the always troubled city of Jamestown. The year is what, 1657 I believe? So Oliver Cromwell is still on the throne. They're currently fighting the Spanish, and the people of Jamestown are freezing through this winter. We're in a bit of a spot of bother because all of my workers are focused on building this shore industry instead of actually picking up the crops in the field. Now I got a comment on the last video that the reason they're not picking things up in the fields is because they don't have adequate storage nearby. Now, I'm not entirely sure about that. We got storage generally nearby in a lot of these cases. I really think it's just because I have them, all my laborers, set to pick up, but they're all busy over in the shore area. That's at least what I think. Got a new trader. He wants to give us food, and I want to take his food. Let's see, I think you're not going to get a whole lot, so just get logs. Get yourself some logs, boy. Yes. Get logs and bring them back here. Which reminds me, up here, this guy could use a stockpile. And probably a proper wood cutter if this area is going to build up anymore. Now, a lot of this, if I was just playing this by myself, I would probably let this fill in, build a little bit more by myself because it's kind of boring, but unfortunately I'm pretty sure that if I keep doing that, eventually the game will crash. I can't let it run for too long or it'll crash. Which is unfortunate, but it's whatever. I gotta get these videos out. I think I can probably do a good 20 minutes without it crashing. Now, if it is the case that they won't pick up because of a lack of storage, I can try and fix that. I mean, each field is about only 2 spaces away from any kind of storage. There's a little bit of storage here. This has storage, but it fills up very quickly, so I think adding some more storage around here will be a good idea. The medieval tiny barn will fit in there and there, and it'll look rather nice. I can also get in some lean-tos, which will just look like that. And I'll fit them just fine, just fine. Yeah, I could get some in right there too. We got these new cows in the fenceless pasture, but I don't want them to be there for too long. We're going to start killing them. That's no good. So I have a standard pasture up here going to be made. It's going to take a long time though. My workers have quite a lot to build through. Especially since I want them to get this up and running pretty quickly. And I have turned the nomad well back on. If any nomads arrive, we're going to let them in. I think the people of Jamestown, they understand that they're going to need a lot of laborers to take on the job of harvesting all this in a year. So I think they would start advertising themselves. They're opening up for immigration once again. Whoever may come. I mean, they don't exactly bring the best. They're uneducated workers, and they bring a lot of families that we can't exactly prepare for, especially in food production. But we need to take them in. That's why we need to rely on this food supplier and get things to the food supplier. What else can I do? Oh yeah. Use fishing docks. Need to make sure that they're not running at full capacity. They don't exactly make a whole lot of food, and they tend to waste a lot of my workers. All the ones down here are 3, here are 4, you can go down. Wish I could just find all the places that they're working at. We got enough hunters, we got enough vendors, woodcutters, teachers, sailor, shoreman. Could have more miners, but I don't really want to. The town. I want to start expanding it this way, to start reaching up from the main town to this settlement. What's this? A bakery supplier. They got a lot of food, we bought a lot of their food. Alright, well, when the merchant leaves, buy their food again. Okay? Thank you. Other than that, what should I do in this video? Mostly just building to hope that they arrive. The new members. Some nomads, hoping that the nomads will get here. There's not a whole lot's going to be built in time. A lot of people just froze to death, that's no fun. I think we can probably enable zero build for this, because this is something we need right now. What I'm talking about would be... where is it? It's in here? Yeah, one of the tiny small town tailor. Put one in there. Let's see, what are you making? You, make some hide coats instead. You know, make the good stuff. I know this guy's producing a lot of leather, but are you making it into cured leather? I don't even think we use cured leather for anything. Let's check our inventory for both leather and cured leather. Cured leather, 117. I could start selling that, because I don't seem to have any use for it right now. Hide coats at 0. Lumber is very low. Hey, we got a lot of milk from those cows. From the moo-moos. Where's my leather? I don't like how this is laid out. It is not designed to have this many items. Leather, 12. We could probably do with some more hunters. At one point we were a pretty big trading port for leather. At least we said we were. Trade, do you have that? No. But since you're getting all of the domesticated animals, let's go over here and tell this guy, let's find us some cured leather. There it is. It's a pretty big production chain, we might as well use it. People are bringing in a lot of stone for some reason. Now we are building something. Exactly what we are building, I'm not sure. Other than I'm getting caught on the brickworks. Let's just put those down to 1 worker. Just because we don't have the clay necessary to build those just yet. You're producing clay, but you don't have a whole lot. Which means we could do with some... stockpiles, right? I think we can. Give a stockpile right there. And maybe, just maybe, put in some housing down here. A very barracks kind of housing, very small, not very good. It's just for the workers. They're not supposed to live good lives. Well, looks like we're getting some of the food off of our fields. Not enough though, not enough to start a good season. Especially since it's summer, a lot of our fields don't even have any production because they just got picked up. That kind of sucks. But while we're waiting on that, I think I could do some work right in this area. Do some work with the vendors. Perhaps. Although I don't exactly have a whole lot of housing in this area to really warrant another market. I just find it so annoying that these things haven't been destroyed yet. If only this game wouldn't crash on me, I could get so much farther ahead. So, looks like we've been building something. What are we up to right now? What have we been up to? Let's check. Outbreak of scarlet fever. Yeah, that happened before too. Let's check who it is. And are you going to go see the doctor? Yes, you are. Well, so stop it. Stop your scarlet fever. Up, you've already infected somebody else. Good job. I do see my build count going down, and it makes sense. A lot of our things are prepared to be built. Yeah, see, look how fast that thing fills up. It's only got filled with parsnips. Yeah, so much parsnips. What are you making? You making honey? That's just a food item, though. I might want to switch you to something like beeswax, but we're not making candles just yet. A miner was killed in a cave-in. Sounds bad. Sounds bad, man. You're making reeds? You're picking up reeds, right? Yeah, you are. If I had to guess what was being built, I'd say, yep. Produce reeds. Well, no, produce rope out of reeds. Except I don't think we have anyone down here making reeds. Yep. So let's think about the storage situation in this area. Probably deal with a couple tiny barns. Well, I could get them going the same way. Nope, can't do it. I can't do it. So then instead, let's maybe some lean-tos. Yep. Down here as well. I'm not going to put in a merchant or anything, because we do have the town right here. We got a tiny market to bring in all the things that need to be brought. Got some cured leather there. Does that mean we have cured leather here? No. What the hell are you guys doing? They're walking around. I think they're on missions to go get wood. Works for me. What do you make? What do you got? We don't make nearly enough lumber anymore because we're using that pretty heavily for trade purposes. I mean, you're trying your best. Let's bump you up. Got a pretty big outbreak of scarlet fever by the looks of it. It's still enough for my health center to take care of, though. Just at the moment. The doctor is in. I'm pretty sure the doctor, when not taking care of patients, is just a regular laborer as it is, so that should be fine. Lil the farmer died of old age. You know, I wonder if that was one of our first settlers. 33, she would have been about 50, I think. Oop, look at this. We got a medieval kiln up and running. Alright, needs clay and firewood. Well, we got... In that case... Let's get a little chopper over here. No, not the big one. Yeah, chopper. Get a chopper. Chopper will bring in wood. It'll chop it up, make it into firewood, give it to the medieval kiln. They can start making bricks. Probably put the bricks in this stockpile. I think bricks are a stockpile item. Ropery. Onions. That's weird. Is that also the closest barn to this fishery? Might be. Yeah. No, yeah, this one is. Yeah, yeah. Let's just hope things go alright. Don't need this set onto... another merchant. Hello. We're gonna buy your shit. Good. More logs. So it'll be about... Seems like nearly 700, what, 40? 750? Food. By the way, I've been thinking about how the food system must work in this. I would assume it would be similar to something like high quality warmth or high quality clothing, providing more warmth longer. Oh, that's some bad frames. So I'd assume that if they were to eat, say, I don't know, a really produced food item, something would be worth like 3 trading, I would assume that that would last longer than eating one like very basic food. Like instead of eating venison, they eat some venison cuts, and that either lasts longer or it's worth more. Because I'm just thinking about how that must work, because it would seem kind of like over here. This produces venison, this produces venison cuts out of that venison, and venison cuts are worth more. So I'm just thinking, if they eat the venison cuts, it either lasts longer, and oh boy, the frames. It either keeps them fed longer, or allows them to eat less of any particular item to get the same amount of food. So that would just be good for both storage and transport, because you'll be able to carry more, but have the same effect. You understand what I'm talking about? I mean, that's probably how it works. It's not like I actually know how this game is programmed. It just kind of guesses I make out of what I've... Huh. Oh, that's just somebody who hasn't finished their job. Okay. I was wondering if that was a leftover from last year's crop. Because if it is that having a better quality food just allows us to have more storage space while getting the same amount of food for my citizens, then we're definitely going to want to produce as much as we can of the high quality foods to turn low quality foods like fish and venison and all the foods that we get out of the fields into some kind of high quality preserved, cut, butchered, that kind of thing. That just seems like it would be a better use of space and a better use of my merchants walking around getting food. Because I do rely pretty heavily on merchants and their ability to hold items. By merchants, I mean vendors. Ooh, look, we're up to 88 laborers. In that case, let's get a few more builders going. What do we got over here? We're cutting down some... Oh, we're cutting down the plantation. Yes, the cotton plantation. We're going to start getting into the cotton trade. And this is here. We've got bone meal and logs to sell. Still no cured leather. Not sure where we're keeping all those. Oh, what'd you bring? I think just more bone meal and logs. Yeah, they're not bringing a whole lot of logs at any given time. They have a long way to walk, and I want them to bring as much as possible. Oh, hey, look at that. This brickworks is actually able to be built. Nice. How you doing? Not doing too well, eh? Are all the clay being taken to build? That sucks. One of my hunters is frozen to death. Yeah, a big priority for us at the moment should be to get our whole everyone's dying from cold thing under wraps. And I think we could keep putting in hunters, but they don't make a whole lot of leather at any given time, even though it would fit the narrative of that we have a bunch of hunters in this area. I've already built a bunch of hunting lodges around. They should be producing their own food for themselves. People freezing to death, because holy shit, we got so much freezing. But when this plantation is done, we'll be able to make cotton both for trade, because that would just fit what we're doing. So, you know, sell cotton. Cotton trade is very important to us, very important to the American colonies. We build cotton for trade and also to make clothing. What's the building that produces cotton? Seamstress? Seamstress is an honor tradition. What they look like. It needs to both fit with what I'm going for, and it has to look good. Like that weaver could probably go. How about, oh god. That would produce some homeware, looks like. Bedding maker. Linen weaver. That just makes linen though. I think I'd probably go with the weaver. Do I want this side of town? This side of town really doesn't seem to fit what I'm going for. It's still a bit more rural, focusing on the fishing. This would really fit somewhere like in here somewhere. Weaver a weaver. Perhaps right where this barn is. I could see that. In that case, let's remove this structure. I don't want to keep using the priority tool because it seems to fuck me over. Although, by the look of it, having so many laborers is helping us clear out these fields better. Although our food is in a pretty low spot. How are you doing? You're making smoked fish, not a whole lot, but you know, you only need you to make so much. How about a barrel maker? Probably because the barrels are only coming in so fast. Fish is okay. It's okay. And after all that speculation, I think I'm going to cut the video here. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, make sure to like and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!